Start. Okay. For those black people always saying it's not our business, I'm losing my mind and trying to do the same for Palestine. They're liberals, if not literally feds. My money's on liberals. They're liberals who are like, I did my activism by voting in the election for Kamala Harris. And since Kamala Harris lost, well, not my problem. Right? Which is why I think this is important to note this happening. Because like there was a mindset, there was an idea that like, oh, if Donald Trump wins, the liberals are finally gonna get away from brunch, leave brunch and come on the front lines. And the answer is no, they won't, because they're liberals. They actually agree with Trump's policies. They just have to appear like they don't. So they'll just do it like this. Right? They'll just do it like this. Well, actually, okay, to be fair, this person is a conservative. To be entirely fair, there are people who are liberals who do this. This person is a conservative, though. You can tell by who they follow. Right? Oh, they're like an FBA person. Like they follow like ICE on Twitter. Donald Trump Jr. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. We'll talk about freaking Destiny's Community as well. My great grandfather was born in Jamaica, white, raised in Oklahoma. You spelled that right correctly, I think. Kansas, they didn't find out he wasn't a U.S. citizen until he's on his deathbed or something. That you couldn't even let Grandpappy live with the idea that he was. You had to tell him on his deathbed. FBA is so dumb. Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, the protest happened yesterday. And here are a few things from it. Wait, this is the Fizz tweet. This is not the correct tweet. Why did Twitter open this one? Oh, I want to open this one. My goal with UCLA student campus was to show the different realities on the ground from the way the media was framing it. The LA protests are the same. It feels chaotic from afar, but the protesters are your neighbors. The threat is ICE, and the threat is the police. Yeah. Hassan went yesterday, and there were some interesting clips, like Hassan being flashbanged. There were people being shot. Talking about this with a comment about how the black people have dissonance, not realize they're the same thing race as white people do. I don't think they care. Trying to find some clips. Here, there's this one. Not sure if the LAPD knew they were being watched here. This was LAPD on on horses, just beating up this random dude who's on the ground. Like using the horses to like trample on him. And then using the sticks to beat him up. He's on the ground. And then they arrest him. Yeah, this is the one I think everybody's talking about the reporter. Which I actually haven't seen.
After hours of understanding of this situation has now rapidly deteriorated. The LAPD moving in on horseback, firing rubber bullets at protesters, moving them on through the heart of LA. You just shut the fuck up.
That's insane. That's insane. Like, he just aimed at her leg. I don't think he was aiming at her leg. I think he was aiming at the cameraman. Right? He just freaking missed. Right? But he was definitely very clearly shooting at the press. Right? Very clearly shooting at the press. Right? I think he saw the camera pan over and catch him on video. I think he tried to shoot the cameraman. Right? Which is why he wasn't shown on the video at all until that one moment. He realized the camera was pointed at him and he just shot. Insane. Insane. Completely insane. Trying to get them to stop filming, just like typical fascist pigs they are. Yeah. It's crazy. I don't even know. The cop in this clip very deliberately lines her up and shoots her. I'm sure the more money and training and equipment will fix whatever's wrong with him, though. Yeah. Chewbacca? That was Chewbacca. That was Empire Strikes Back. I was watching it yesterday. There's a scene in this show, Eternaut, living rent free in my head, where the old lady is just saying, when all the looting is going to start, while no one can really step outside, same mindset for people who are not reading the situation. He knows there's a camera. He knows that it was seen. He felt confident. He sent it. Yeah. Because he knows nobody's going to do anything about it. You know what I mean? He's like, we have unchecked power here. Nothing's going to happen to me. It's complete hubris. Complete hubris. What is this? Amazing commentary for XQC so far. One criticizing why Hassan is wearing a flag. Claims Hassan doesn't believe in what he preaches, as Hassan is out there in the middle of the streets in an anti-I protest. Crashes out about 9/11 jokes. If I recall correctly, LAPD trained with the IOF, right? Worth noting. I know the Atlanta Police Department does. Right? But like, yes, the US American police do train with the IOF. This is what they do. I think it's an interesting thing to know. I don't think it's as consequential as people make it out to be. Right? Because it's just, they are both indicative of the same thing, right? They are both a part of a fascist police state where might meets right and force rules all. Enacting violence on oppressed peoples, right? It's no deeper than that. Imperial Boomerang, yeah. How come we didn't see this on January 6th? Because the cops agreed with them on January 6th. American military and cops don't need IOF training to brutalize people. Yeah. I think oftentimes people get very in the weeds about like, oh, they're trained by the IOF, right? As a way to like, I think it's as a way to kind of contextualize how bad the IOF is, but I understand it. Right, but it is important to note that even without IOF training, right, like the cops will be doing this as well. They just would be. So it's important to call out because it makes no sense why that's happening in the first place. Um, right? Jeez, my freaking head just hurt a little bit. But yeah, I think it's as simple as they're just both a part of a fascistic police state, right? And the cops would be doing this regardless of getting Iowa training or not. Fascists learn techniques from each other and build off each other's successes as time goes on. Yeah. This is graphic warning. I don't know if I can show this if it's graphic warning. Yeah, she's bleeding. I probably can't show that. But yeah, they're just denying the ambulance. Yeah, let's see what this is about.
Right here, when you're right here, you realize.
Yo, in the bottom of my heart, I'm telling you, he doesn't believe in what he's saying. I'm sorry. I don't refuse to. If he is,
I love XQC just watching Hassan at a literal protest, right? Being like, nope, he doesn't believe what he's saying. He doesn't believe what he's saying. He's LARPing.
I don't know what to say. I feel bad. This is just, it's just sad, really. I don't know.
Migrants are criminals, rapists, and then going after children and women. And
What do you think he would post on Twitter? What do you think he would say on stream if he came back to his Porsche on fire? Let's say he came to this in his car and it was on fire, right? And we're interviewing.
Yeah, XQC is right. Somebody think of the Waymos. Somebody think of the Waymos.
Hey man, how do you feel about that? Not terrifying, guys. I mean, at the end of the day, it's peaceful. People are being chill. It's the bottom line. It's the profit margins, guys. Livelihood. It's whatever, guys.
What is he even talking about? He's trying to sound like a song, but he just sounds stupid.
Guys, livelihood. It's whatever, guys. It's part of it. Nah, no shot. Absolutely zero,
Contract, right?
zero shot. Because it's somebody else. We don't give a fuck. It's not me. I don't care.
Dog, they're Waymos. Does he think that Waymos are owned by somebody?
I don't care.
Right here, when you're right.
Waymos have souls. They have children. Each Waymo is basically a newborn child. It makes sense to me. But yeah, is there more XQC takes? I only thing I know about XQC and his takes is that when I was scrolling through Twitter this morning, I saw XQC's community and a bunch of people tweeting about how XQC was stupid and how they're done with XQC because of his takes. That's all I saw. They've graduated to asmon, yeah. Jeez, we slide outside. Took him that long to figure that out. Yeah. Also, I did see this as well. Aren't the Waymos insured? I mean, for the most part, all cars on the road are insured to some extent. This is not helping your guys who does not care about or know what the cause is. Yeah. The legit repeating text that I've heard somewhere else, what it sounds like to me. Let me see. I'm curious about this. See what SUC got to say. What is at the chaser? Oh. .com.au. These Australians. Okay, too many tabs open already. Gotta start closing some of them. Also, I found an XQC. I found Ludwig talking about my take because the chatter didn't do it. So we have that to look forward to a little bit later. Oh, he did? Yeah, apparently.
Is this on?
Oh, we saw your take? Apparently. So I can grab it. At least a little bit. I don't know if he mentioned me by name though. I know the chatter is confused on that.
Here in split 2.
But it's my legs. But yeah, we'll get that a little bit later. He talks about like AVE in black language and black vernacular. And so I am slightly curious at his take. Which now I'm curious because like I didn't think he was gonna see it anyway. You know, I don't put videos out thinking people are gonna see it, to be fair. Oh, he's truly the scholar of AAV, yeah. This is an hour-long video. And I think, okay, this is what I think is funny. First of all, like 30K views in 12 hours is kind of sad, I'm gonna be real. From XQC, he got like less than 1,000 likes. Like, dog, you have 3 million or 2 million subscribers. You know how much I bet Asmon, I bet you. I bet your bottom dollar Asmon go put out a video that has way more views than this. Yeah, 10 hours ago. This was 12 hours ago, almost 1 million views. 10 hours ago, 400,000 views.
Flashbangs and
right? 15K likes. And this is what XQC is trying to. Is this him later? Maybe it was the day before he mentioned you by name. He calls you see the bank or something. That's crazy. Lo wouldn't do that to me. We're like best friends. We're like besties. I said I can't with these ads. You can always go to YouTube to skip the ads. Yeah, let's see what XQC has to say.
And IRL in LA? Nah, that's hard.
Just saying to the chatter.
Just subscribed.
Pop 3K, thank you for the tier 1 subscription. Much appreciated. Thank you very much.
That blew up in our face. That was crazy.
Sick.
Like I felt it in my head. Like the impact of it.
Yo, this is my favorite part, when they block the highways and people can't go to work. Chat, that really gets the people on your side when they can't go to work and they're stuck in the traffic and you break their car. That's how they usually support your cause. When you
Wait, this is so funny. Because if XQC actually watched the stream, they would see there was so much support from people in cars. Right? There were people who were driving through, right? And there was insane amounts of support from people in cars. Number one. Number two, the cops blocked the highway. So, you know what I mean? Take it up with the cops. I don't know what to tell you. And three, the only cars that were broken into and were destroyed were Waymos. But as we've determined, think of the Waymos. Won't somebody think of the Waymos?
break their fucking cars. Fuck yeah! Do that shit! I'm kidding, that was a joke by the way.
Arrest as many people as they can.
That was a joke by the way. That was a joke by the way.
At least, like, you know, get a couple licks. They're fucking assholes.
Chad, he might just come and show me. Chad, is there a way? Is there like a YouTube that has like a good POVs and shit? This is gonna get crazy.
Yeah, Waymo solidarity here in the Bay. Man, nobody likes the Waymos. Seen just now in downtown San Francisco, vandalized Waymos sit stalled in Pine Street in the aftermath of the state's protest against ICE. At least this one's not on fire. Right? And maybe Waymos wouldn't be a problem if they didn't share their footage with the police to arrest people, you know? Maybe. Maybe then they'd be left alone. Yeah. Yeah. LAPD publishes crime footage it got from Waymo driverless cars. Waymo confidential commercial information. The Los Angeles Police Department obtained video footage from a Waymo driverless car as part of an investigation of a hit and run in which a separate human-driven car hit a pedestrian. LAPD published the footage with a note saying the Waymo confidential commercial information on its YouTube to ask the public for help in identifying the driver of the vehicle. In the short clip, it shows what footage the law enforcement request from Waymo looks like. I can't even read this. Anyway, so people are upset about the fact that Waymo just kind of gives people or give the police footage. Archive MD. Here, just use you. I'm gonna leave y'all with XQC for a second. I'll run to the bathroom. Be right back. Enjoy XQC.
That's Channel 5, dude. Yeah. In the
You can use iPrograms to humanize our essays and it will show us 0% I written.
Are they going to basically try to push them back up the ramp? Is that the idea?
This guy's gonna base at it. Chat, this sounds great, chat. A way to get me on your side if you showed up and you brought an American flag like her.
XQTIYU 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 XQTIYU.
No?
XQCL. Aga.
Interesting. Chat, technically, is this legal or not?
Wow. It's a significant sized crowd there they're facing. And then there's people.
So why don't they just drop a massive net over the whole highway and arrest everybody?
All those people up above, look at they're surrounded by protesters above them. I'm guessing it's a scary situation for the police. Look at all the protesters above them.
Well, if you're here, it's illegal, so why don't they just put a net up? How is that peaceful? They're vandalizing them.
Now what's happening? Oh, did somebody get hit? What's going on back there? What's happening back there? What's happening behind there? Did they arrest them? Maybe they arrested somebody. Did they arrest somebody? Did they arrest somebody? Is that what happened? Maybe they arrested somebody. I didn't see.
These guys got bad POV, okay.
There's people throwing stuff
Some
down.
time.
Chaotic.
These guys got too many POVs actually. Chat, what are the explosions? What did they do?
Oh, look at that person on the right. The guy with the right seems to be saying he's gonna he's sort of looking like he's gonna fire up, like we're on the ramp or something or above.
Why is it always California?
See that guy on the right back there, with the whatever non-lethal weapon? He's looking up there. He's eyeing it. Now he's out of frame. Is he in this shot? No, I can't see him in that shot either.
Very interesting. Well, there's any pops up. Well, I'll watch the soccer finals or whatever.
Surely the
Oh, they're getting arrested. Oh well.
XQCL.
Where's Azan? I don't see him. He's not arrested, dumbass. He's on the high ground though. He's on the high ground.
Here's the guy that got injured in the protest. He got shot in the leg right here. I got shot too. Whoa.
Hey man, quick question. How are they able to do this if they have work tomorrow?
That's crazy.
Ooh, I mean it's LA. None of them have work tomorrow. I don't even think that there's work that happens in LA.
Isaiah's Ace. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, bro, you gotta get a better
Isaiah's A7I4.
Not a lot of work gets done in there, man. I don't know if you've seen the offices over there. It's kind of crazy.
All right, thank you. All right.
Chat, anybody has a chat? Does anybody have a live footage of an office in LA? Chat, I know there's one the other day I saw. Anybody's got one, chat?
That's why when they hit you with the rubber bullets, if they hit you in the fucking head, like they'll take out your eye. And people's eyes have been taken out. Like I think they.
Oh, I think I got it.
If I'm not mistaken, in like 2020 in the BLM protest.
Nope, not that one.
And of course, no repercussions, no accountability for the police. They get to do whatever the fuck they want.
Anybody's got it?
It's bullshit.
Why is this dumbass wearing a mask? People know who he is, especially when he's streaming.
Yeah, hi, how are you doing? Yeah. What do you mean?
Well, you keep linking me to the. I'm not. There's too many POVs. Like I cannot watch this. Like, dude. Like, brother. There's 16 POVs. It's all the same fucking thing. OMG, bruh.
Wow, so
Chat, what is that? Chat, this is live footage of their office.
Hello, Felix.
I'm not kidding. Live footage. Oh my god, bro. Fuck, man, you fucked me. Chat, you fucked me. It's a wrong video. It's a wrong meme. I can't believe you did that.
Out here in the streets, you know, for protesting for, I don't know, making anime titties larger or some shit.
I had a good joke lined up, but Chad linked the wrong video, so I mean, what can I do?
That I'm also on board with, by the way.
It says China.
Look at this. It's supposed to be a press conference soon with the mayor.
Fuck Ice-T. Who the fuck is Ice-T? Oh my god, I'm so dumb. What the fuck are they typing? I can't see.
I need just one.
Abolish ICE.
I'm gonna
I have returned. What I missed, chat? I'm sure XQC was saying things that were super intelligent. We've been tortured. How was the poop? It was a poop for sure. Never do that again. What I miss? Is it worth going back for? No.
How is that peaceful one? They're vandalizing them.
Now what's happening? But did somebody get hit? What's going on back there? What's happening back there? What's happening behind there? Did they?
Who is this guy who's just like, what's going on over there? What's happening over there? I can't see it.
Arrest them? Maybe they arrested somebody. Did they arrest somebody? Did
He's
they
like a
arrest
commentator
somebody?
who
Is
covers
that what happened?
news events? Someone who's part of the XUC is still very dumb. That's a very low bar to clear. His own commentary is asking what's happening constantly. Oh, I picked up on that from the first 10 seconds he was speaking.
Happened? Maybe they arrested somebody. I didn't see.
He knows you can go back, right? You can check and see.
Okay.
There's people throwing stuff
Some
down.
time.
Okay, we'll go back to his watching song.
Here's the guy that got injured in the protest. He got shot in the leg right here. I got shot too. Whoa.
Yo! Four, thank you for the raid. Welcome in, Raiders. Hi from the foreign land. Welcome in from the foreign land. We're talking about the protests. And right now we're watching, okay, to be fair, right now we're watching XUC talk about the protests. Because that is relatively interesting. Yeah, hope you had a good stream. Welcome. I saw your video on cooking with Kaya yesterday. A solid video.
Hey man, quick question. How are they able to do this if they have work tomorrow?
That's crazy.
Ooh, I mean, it's LA. None of them have work tomorrow. I don't even think that there's work that happens in LA.
Isaiah.
I can't tell if I think he's joking. But like if he's being serious, then like why is he crying about like the roads being shut down?
Ace, sorry,
Yeah, bro, you gotta get a better
dash A7I4.
Not a lot of work gets done in there, man. I don't know if you've seen the offices over there. It's kind of crazy.
All right, thank you. All right.
Chat, anybody has a chat? Does anybody have a live footage of an office in LA? Chat, I know there's one the other day I saw. Anybody's got one, chat?
What is he saying, bro? What is he saying? Let's check. I actually done in his chat that you can buy his whole lineage. Since then I tuned out. Yes, he did say that. That is a thing that he did say. He does this thing where he flexes on a bunch of people. He's like, "Oh, my watch can buy your entire lineage or whatever." If you can understand him at all, honestly.
Footage of an office in LA, chat. I know there's one the other day I saw. Anybody's got one, chat?
Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like I don't stutter. You know what I mean? I stutter a bunch, but like, I have no idea what he's saying. Like, just no clue. I was out there yesterday and I'm working today. It's not that crazy. I mean, it's XQC. He doesn't believe in anything.
Bullets. If they hit you in the fucking head, like they'll take out your eye. And people's eyes have been taken out. Like I think they.
Oh, I got it.
If I'm not mistaken, in like 2020 in the BLM protest.
Nope, not that one.
Too much for them. I don't even know how people can understand him.
And of course, no repercussions, no accountability for the police. They get to do
Cause
whatever
like,
the fuck they want.
Wait, please, just someone, please tell me what he was trying to say there.
Repercussions, no accountability for the police. They get to do whatever the fuck they want.
What is he trying to say? I genuinely don't know. I'm trying my best. I genuinely do not know. Even as a mumble rapper, he would be more, arguably more money than he does already. Yeah.
And of course.
Oh, actually, I don't know about actually rapping.
Protest.
Nope, not that one.
And of course, no repercussions, no accountability for the police. They get to do whatever the fuck they want.
It's
bullshit.
Why is this dumbass wearing a mask? People know who he is, especially when he's streaming.
I don't know, maybe the tear gas.
Yeah, hi, how are you doing? Yeah. Good minute.
Well, you keep looking at me. I'm not. There's too many POVs. Like I cannot watch this. Like, dude. Like, brother. There's 16 POVs. It's all the same fucking thing. OMG, bruh.
Does he give us anything here? There has to be something in here that's useful. What if I go here? Let's see what he says here.
Do this. You are the opponent of this protest, literally.
It sounds at times that the mayor
because you bring the police, you escalate. So how are you not the opponents if you make the police quadruple their efforts? If there's 10 police, you do a fire, they have 100. It's not plus 90 police. It's this guy summoned 90 police. That's the problem.
The violence are not
so stop the guy.
Officials, so they are to blame as well. So, you know, it sounds like she's having it both ways.
I can't believe it.
On that car, because we're starting to see some explosions emerge from that. You see the fuel now.
Even if what he was saying was true, right? Yes, fire bad, no fire. Does that justify the police shooting less than lethal rounds directly into the media and the press? Does he think that the fires caused the police to shoot rubber bullets directly into the legs of reporters or into the head of protesters? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, the police are not acting as a reaction. They are acting as an escalatory force. They are escalating the violence. They just are. Like, I'm sorry, a Waymo being set on fire does not justify shooting the press. It just doesn't. It does not justify shooting people in the head with rubber bullets, giving lacerations, or stomping on them with police horses. It doesn't.
The street now burning on the surface.
Not thinking it will explode.
Yeah.
If that shit explodes, like, it will not.
Chat, why is he wearing a scarf?
Oh my goodness. Was this not answered by his chat literally 30 minutes ago in this video? Why does he have the same question about why is Hassan wearing a mask? I don't know, maybe it's the tear gas. And his chat then answers him once again. This is the second time. The second time.
Yeah, we should probably. Never mind. Actually, let's probably get away from this car.
I do want to see it though. You know what I mean? Oh, fire department.
That was pushing. Yeah.
I wonder how they torched it.
my opinion, it shows intention to show up with a mask. Because, you know,
it shows intention to show up with a mask? Bro, what are you talking about? Oh, okay. Are masks now illegal, XQC? Oh, I'm sorry. You looked suspicious by wearing a mask outside when the police are tear gassing. How dare? How dare you? What are we talking about?
Of some unlawful display, and then they're gonna throw some shit in. I'm saying, if you're in a place that you're legally okay to be in, and not doing something dumb, you don't need to wear a mask. Am I wearing a mask?
Come on, dude. This is op behavior. They're trying to get you with this. Also, Brightside News, thank you for the raid. Much appreciated. They're trying to get you from this, right? They're trying to be like, oh, police do this all the time, by the way. They're like, oh, if you're innocent, then just tell us where you were, you know? You know, you can ask for a lawyer, but like, I mean, if you're not guilty, why would you even need one, you know? We're just having a conversation here. Police do this all the time. All the time.
I'm not wearing a mask.
Like, I mean, these guys did this.
I'm not wearing a mask now. I don't have to.
Yeah, because you're not around tear gas, XQC.
Because I don't think it's easy to throw if I could tear gas in this bitch. I mean, I hope not.
They have.
Like, behind me are people who are graciously trying to free someone that's stuck inside of a Waymo. Very clearly, in a lawful action. It's crazy that even the
See, I heard that. I heard that tonight. He said it's fuck that car. I heard that.
Well, yeah, it's a terrible car that trapped somebody inside. Yeah, no, I agree with them. That car trapped somebody inside, and they're trying to free him from it. F that car. Yeah, I'm with them. There's a guy stuck inside. But the Waymo had a hostage. I mean, that's the reason why they were beating it up. Obviously, that only makes sense, you know. There were 3 separate Waymos, had 3 separate people trapped inside of them, and then it just spontaneously exploded with no provocation of its own.
I can hear that. Wow, guys, so much. Guys, nothing we can do, guys. There's nothing we can do. Yo, even just the social impact. Imagine just saying it. Yo, are you fucking dumb? Instead of saying fuck that car, and you say fuck this guy doing this. There's a good chance if people were like, "This, you're a bum," he would stop doing it. He's being validated to do it. He's being validated to do this shit, and he keeps doing it.
I think anybody, he's like a firefighter. You don't know if, actually, you don't know if this guy's a volunteer firefighter, and he's using his version of the jaws of life to get the people trapped in the car outside the car. You don't know? What is he talking about? He's saying that like this is one dude who's like beating the car up. And he's like, oh, the people who are standing around are reinforcing that because they're letting him do it. Instead of being like, hey man, you shouldn't do this thing or whatever. That's what I think he's saying. How fast can you say chicken bacon ranch? Chicken bacon ranch? I feel that's an op post. I think I can say chicken bacon ranch in 0.1 seconds.
Fuck is you looking at, ugly ass bitch? Get your life together, get up out your bed, and go make some money, broke ass nigga.
That's crazy. He fit a lot of words in the 0.1 seconds. I respect that. I respect that. Speed kills. Like the drug? Speed does kill. I don't know if I care much about what else XQC has to say. You know what I mean? I thought it would be interesting to see what he's talking about, but like, I don't know if I care that much. We don't care? Yeah. You're right, we don't care. Did anybody have the link to the, well, I replied under it, I can actually see. This. From r/density. The students participating in LA riots, which were declared illegal by the federal government. Here's what you can do. Activism. Okay, so this loser is going outside and literally rioting, even though the police and government made it clear that it's illegal and everyone should stop. While most of the rioters are masked and hiding behind identities, Hassan is a known personality and easily identifiable. You can submit screenshots of him protesting against police orders to the FBI online tip here, or to the LA police here. It's finally time to get this terrorist arrested. The person said, blessed to need someone goes and stabs Hassan with a DGG knife, scheming. Normal people, by the way. These guys claim to be liberals who hate Trump, by the way. And I said the activism tag on the post is sending me. Because it is kind of funny to be like, yo, do your activism for the day. Yo, we're left-wingers, by the way. Do your activism of today and report Hassan to the FBI to get him banned. Instead of being like, hey, let's go out and join the protest against Trump's draconian immigration enforcement. You know? That's pretty funny. So there's that. There's also Asmon's take, but like, that shouldn't be out. I mean, if they cared about these things, which they don't, obviously, but if they did, they would be, you know, at least supportive. Skip? Well, you don't care what Asmon has to say? No? Okay, that's fair. You know what? I'll give you what Asmon's take probably is. Right? They're blocking the roads. I can't get my McDonald's. They're not helping their cause, the cause that I don't support. They're being violent. The government should come in and break it all up and should throw these people in jail. That's what I think that's what his take is. Just the video title down to tell me what I need to know about his take. Honestly, I care a little bit more about Fox 11. Oh, did y'all see Fox 11 being thrown out of the protest?
Use law enforcement racing for
that was kind of funny. Right, I don't think you should throw Fox 11 out the protest. Fox 11 is not Fox News. But like, there were people who were like, get out of here, you fascists. And I was like, this is Fox 11, bro. It's Fox 11. Seize him.
Fourth day of protests over the federal immigration raids in LA County.
Mario Ramirez beginning our team coverage. He's live in downtown LA with more on what the situation looks like now. Mario.
Good morning. We can tell you that most of the demonstrators, and as they're called agitators, have moved out of the area here at East and Temple, but there is still a heavy police presence from multiple agencies. I want to show you, this is again at the corner of Temple and Main Street, and we've been seeing Glendale, Inglewood, Montebello, Burbank, City of Bell, Monterey Park, and El Segundo law enforcement cruisers passing through this area. The street littered with trash. These officers met with demonstrators who started sparking criminal activity here, throwing objects, tagging buildings, and looting some downtown stores here. Now take a look. We have some video showing the response. That chaos erupting in downtown LA for a third straight day.
I love that they're just like, look at all this chaos, and it's like 10 people. 10 people, 2 of which are holding a banner being like, these pigs go home. These pigs go home. It's like, man, look at all this chaos. It's pandemonium out here. And it's like 10 people with a banner. Get out, ICE. You are Nazis.
Possibly a fourth today before an unlawful assembly was declared around the Civic Center area last night around 8 o'clock. Protesters.
Oh no, that trash can had a family.
Facing off with law enforcement throughout the day yesterday, with tensions boiling over at multiple points. Dozens of arrests were reported as protesters started throwing objects, including bottles and rocks, trash cans, and vehicles were set ablaze. Several police cruisers also damaged. And as the crowds were starting to slowly clear out, we talked to some stranded here in the area because of access to the roads or cars, including one person who described the scene like this. Listen.
What I see is racism and abuse. LA is ramming with Mexicans. The right way to do it is just let it be. Let the community live by its own.
Trying to get home. I just left the office and it's been complete chaos out here. I came through the Chinatown area and unfortunately there was tons of protest activities all around. They were using extreme force and tear gas on regular civilians. It's almost like a third world country out here. I can't believe I would see this in the streets of LA. You would think this would be a scene from like Call of Duty or something.
Now, we don't see any out here this morning at.
Okay, sure.
Our location, but National Guard troops arrived in downtown LA a little over 24 hours ago, early Sunday morning after President Trump ordered their deployment. And this activity unfolding as the governor continued to publicly criticize Trump, accusing the administration of exploiting the unrest taking place across Southern California. And back here at this busy intersection, we know that there were 10 people taken into custody, including someone accused of throwing a Molotov cocktail at officers, another allegedly ramming a police line with a motorcycle, injuring 2 officers. And again, multiple closures here at intersections in the downtown area. For now, that's the latest here downtown. I'm Mario Ramirez. We'll send it back to you.
You know, one of the challenges, Mario, you and other crews who've been out there covering this is what we can and cannot show. And I know many buildings and many vehicles that have been tagged with inappropriate language, and it's been really hard to kind of maneuver around that as we try to show people what is going on exactly.
Yeah, and we
think of the buildings. They have children. There's so much inappropriate language.
Seen it for a few blocks. Nearly every building, every sidewalk or structure is tagged, and they do contain expletives. So it is difficult to show the scene, but definitely a lot.
Man, also they have no problem showing a burning trash can, but a building that says "fuck ICE" on it is like too far for them. There's too many bad words. There's a wordy dirt on the building. We can't show that. Anyway, here's the watch the police beat up on a protester real quick with the blood.
A lot of graffiti and vandalism here on so many buildings downtown.
All right, Mario, we will check in with you in just a bit. Well, there were, as you mentioned, dozens of arrests over the weekend after those protests turned violent and destructive at times.
Gigi Gracia joining us now with more on the last couple of days of clashes, and there she is in front of a business that, well, has been vandalized. Gigi, good morning.
It's actually been looted, Roxia, and every building around us, same situation as Mario, we can't show you, but every building around us here on 3rd and Broadway has been tagged with expletives, mainly against ICE, Immigration, Customs, and Enforcement. Now, you're looking at the T-Mobile store. Board up folks were here all morning long working. The store was looted, police confirmed. How many people broke in, unclear, and what they took, that'll have to come from T-Mobile once they do in inventory, but the store was damaged, and again, every single window broken. And
honestly, if you're gonna loot, why loot T-Mobile stores? T-Mobile has terrible coverage.
This is only one business here in downtown
some
LA.
People call it looting, other people call it giving back to the community.
Look, this all started really heating up.
Whoa, okay, that transition was kind of fire. You know what? I'll give it to Fox 11. That was kind of a fire transition. They did a little TikTok transition. You see it, chat? It was like, all right, respect.
One business here in downtown LA. Take a look. This all started really heating up on Saturday in Paramount. That's where ICE was conducting an operation targeting undocumented immigrants. The word quickly spread, protesters arriving by the dozens, and that turned into an hours-long standoff. That spilled into downtown Los Angeles yesterday, and that went on here till
This is why you wear masks, chat. Right? even if you don't intend to like clash with the police or whatever, the police will pepper spray you regardless. This is why you wear masks.
About 2 o'clock this morning, when LAPD was still reporting their officers were taking bottles, rocks, lit fireworks. There are actually cars that police reported that were driving around to the different protesters, leaving them more fireworks, more bottles, more rocks to confront police, which no one seems to really understand, because LAPD has been very outspoken that they are not part of the federal raids. They are not enforcing any immigration law. That is a federal issue. And most police agencies have come out and said they're not going to enforce immigration laws. They have to work with immigrants, with the community, and they don't want to be seen as immigration officers. They are police officers.
But you let them do their work though, right? Yeah, they're protecting ICE. So, like, they're not like they're not passive observers. They are involved, right? They're not literally the people who are putting them in handcuffs, but like to act like they're completely separate from ICE is dumb. ICE is wearing their logos. ICE is walking around with LAPD, with LASD on their vests, on their gear to appear as more legitimate. So if that's not you, you can't be mad when people associate that with you when they're wearing like the sheriff's department on the back. Like if you want to be seen as part of the community, kick ICE out. LA is a sanctuary city, right? If you care about the immigrants in your community, kick ICE out.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Shank. I live as a capitalist, okay? I live when I believe.
That's the best way to show you're on the right side.
Just subscribed. Morning.
Just trying to keep.
Thank you for the 12-month subscription. Happy birthday.
The peace here in downtown LA. Now, there is a lot of damage throughout. There are officers from all over Southern California here right now, in addition, of course, to the National Guard. Reporting live, I'm Gigi Graciette. Back to you.
This all unfolded yesterday after a scheduled protest around 2 o'clock in the afternoon, but no scheduled protest today. But as we see, a lot of things just evolve as people see on social media and start gathering at certain places. So we'll watch that situation today. Gigi, thank you.
All right, let's show you this. Several driverless...
No, not the Waymo. Think about the Waymo's kids.
Waymos set on fire. This was yesterday. At least 5 driverless taxis were summoned to Los Angeles Street between Arcadia and Alameda. It was about 5 in the afternoon. That's when a group of agitators slashed the tires, smashed the windows, and tagged those vehicles before torching them. Authorities let the cars burn themselves out because of the release of toxic gases from the vehicle's lithium-ion batteries.
Well, President Trump.
That doesn't make any sense. You're like, man, there's a lot of toxic fumes coming off of that car there. Oh, gotta let it burn itself out so more toxic fumes come off.
Trump spoke to reporters about federalizing the national...
That was the reasoning for not getting involved, and not that they wanted the photo op of like the burning cars.
Guard and sending more guardsmen to LA. He also spoke of sending Marines.
Well, we're going to have troops everywhere. We're not going to let this happen to our country. We're not going to let our country be torn apart like it was on...
Bro, this sounds like AI. What happened to my man's voice? Bro, what happened to him?
We're not going to let this happen.
He also spoke of sending Marines.
Well, we're going to have troops everywhere. We're not going to let this happen to our country. We're not going to let our country be torn apart like it was under fight.
Why does he sound like he's in the Muppets?
He also spoke of sending Marines.
Well, we're going to have troops everywhere. We're not going to let this happen to our country. We're not going to let our country be torn apart like it was under fight. And his auto pen.
What's the bar for sending Marines?
Bro, what is this microphone? This was faced with AI. I saw live. There's airplane noise. Oh, they tried to do noise suppression, and it makes them sound freaking stupid.
Is what I think it is. I mean, if we see danger to our country and to our citizens, we'll be very, very strong in terms of law and order. It's about law and order.
It's about raw order. It's about raw order. It's about raw order.
We're not going to let our country be torn apart like it was under fight.
It's torn apart in raw order.
And his auto pen.
What's the bar for sending Marines to
Is what I think it is. I mean, if we see danger to our country and to our citizens, we'll be very, very strong in terms of law and order. It's about law and order.
It's about law and order.
So here is the latest. President Trump has deployed 300 National Guard troops without the governor's approval. Law enforcement has used tear gas, rubber bullets to disperse crowds. Protesters have thrown fireworks, cemented police and federal troops. Governor Newsom has called the deployment a serious breach of state sovereignty and demanded the troops' removal.
And we want to let you know that the LA Unified School District Superintendent Alberto Carvalho will hold a news conference this morning on immigration enforcement activity across LA. This will be happening at 9:30 this morning.
All right, remind me of this chat because I want to see this when this happens.
LAUSD headquarters. When that takes place, we are going to bring that to you live. Again, that's at 9:30 this morning.
Also happening today, right now, live look at LAX as President Trump's new travel ban goes into effect later on today. It impacts citizens from 12 countries considering high risk for terrorist activity by the White House. That does include Afghanistan, Haiti.
Thanks, Fox 11.
The other big breaking story this hour is happening in Los Angeles. The city's downtown is effectively a no-go zone because of violence over the Trump administration raids targeting migrants. LA is now ground zero for a test of presidential power and questions over how far Donald Trump could go. That's just one scene from a weekend filled with explosive clashes between protesters and police. That group of officers sheltering under a highway overpass, fireworks, chunks of concrete, street signs, all raining down on them. Hundreds of California National Guard troops are also confronting protesters, ordered there in an extraordinary move by President Donald Trump.
Right, this is how all of LA
Trump
looks
could
like.
go even further.
All of LA looks like this. I don't think people know how big LA is, bro. Like this is a very specific segment of downtown LA, right?
Further testing U.S. law by sending in hundreds of active duty Marines.
We're not going to let this happen to our country. We're not going to let our country be torn apart.
the bar for sending Marines to
The bar is what I think it is. I mean, if we see danger
Okay, this sounds a little bit better.
to our country and to our citizens, we'll be very, very strong in terms of law and order. It's about law and order.
These are images LA officials warned would provoke Trump. Vehicles set on fire, protesters clashing with police. And police say they have made dozens of arrests. It's a major story, and we're watching it with team coverage for you this hour. Steve Futterman live on the scene in downtown Los Angeles, as close to that area as he can get, where we saw the protests over the weekend. And in Washington, Richard Madden has more on the political angle. Richard, just stand by for a moment or two, if you would, because I'm going to begin with Steve. Again, back to downtown Los Angeles.
Yeah. This is only Los Angeles County, right? This is only LA County. This is downtown LA. Right? You also have all of this over here. It's also included. Like if you talk about like this is Long Beach here. Paramount is down here. Paramount is not even a part of LA County. Why is there holes in it? What do you think? Right? And so like like when they talk about protests happening in LA or around LA, right? LA is very large. Extraordinarily large. And this is just one segment of it. So no, all of LA does not look like that. Honestly, most of it doesn't. Still getting into the freaking hills. Took me an hour to get downtown, and I technically still live in LA proper. People are not familiar with the geography here are easily duped. During the fire, right wingers are spreading misinformation implying the fires were magically jumped to 20 neighborhoods 20 miles away, and non-locals were believing it. Yeah, because people are stupid. The burning car thing is a good strategy. It prevents vigilantes and cops from taking that street and killing and arresting protesters. The population complaint is a joke. The admin won't sign any environmental accords. Oh, sorry, the pollution. I can't read. The pollution complaint is a joke. The admin won't sign any environmental accords. I mean, yeah. I still don't think you should probably should not burn lithium-ion batteries. Just in general. But yeah, it's not like the most consequential thing ever. You know? I don't have 12 notifications on Blue Sky. I don't use my Blue Sky. I have almost 4,000 followers. I just don't post. Last time I posted was a month ago. Yeah, the robots will remember. Maybe should never exist. True. You should also not share footage with the LAPD. That is a bad thing as well. But yeah. So we are currently at a wait and see perspective.
MONTS.
For the protests, how they will continue, how long they will continue, how much they will grow. The pushback from the Trump administration to try to quell and crush the protests. What that will look like. It's hard to tell. We don't know. But the National Guard is on the ground. National Guard was clashing with protesters. And so yesterday when I was live, I said that it wasn't happening yet, and now it is happening. Now apparently the Marines are being deployed. Imagine being like, yeah, I'm going on my first deployment as a Marine. My first tour to, oh, where you going? You going to Afghanistan? You going to where you going? Like, no, I'm going to somewhere more local. Oh, you're being deployed to freaking Hawaii. Okay, you know, deployments to Hawaii are not that unique, but you know, it's pretty cool. Like, no, even more local. You're like, where? You're like, oh, going to Los Angeles, California. That's right. I'm fighting in the great wars of LA against the protesters for my first deployment. Yeah, downtown LA to be specific. I wonder if you get a little combat badge for just going to beat up protesters in LA.
SERRAT.
But yeah, that's sort of the protest. I don't think there's anything new that we haven't talked about yet. We won't look at what Asmon's saying. I'm gonna spare you from Asmon. We already looked at XQC. I'm not thinking a veteran of the LA wars. All I know is this: LA cop drafting the IDF after shooting journalist. One more time. I just want to show you this clip because it's so insane. People who haven't seen it yet. The 60 plus arrests in San Francisco protests yesterday. Yeah, I saw the Bay also had a bunch of protests. It's spreading. 60 arrests as San Francisco protesters denounce ICE raids and Trump's National Guard deployment to LA. True, why does she have a mask? What does she have to hide? A night of protests in downtown San Francisco prompted the recent immigration arrest of the Trump administration deployed National Guard to Los Angeles, ended late Sunday with the police arresting 60 demonstrators. Police said they moved in to make arrests shortly after 9:30 p.m. when remnants of the original approval protesters became violent, committed crimes ranging from assault to felony vandalism. Is so funny. City officials said that the group damaged Mooney buses and broke windows of some downtown businesses, but did not immediately give details of the extent of damage. The police department says that 3 officers were injured in the demonstration. Mayor Daniel Lurie issued a statement saying the city is committed to protecting the rights of the protest. We will never tolerate violent and destructive behavior. This is just a repeat of the 2020 protest, chat. If you remember, if you were alive and not a literal child, this is exactly what happened with the Black Lives Matter protests. Right? Pretty much identically. There were small instances of violence that were blown up to be the focal point of the protest to distract from the overall messaging. And that became all liberal media talked about. They still did ice raids yesterday too, at least 50 from what I heard instead of hundreds. It was wild last night. San Francisco called state of emergency, shut off 3 main BART stations, making it impossible for many protesters to get home. Then the group dwindled down. When the group dwindled down, they kettled them. Yeah, that's my biggest fear of going to a protest. Is I have no way of getting back. You could have been a child during the BLM protest. Yeah. You could have been like 6 years old in 2020, and now you're old enough to use Twitch. Wait, no, that's not right. 8 years old. Yeah. Because you need to be 13 to use Twitch. I was 13. See, that's crazy. My buddy system travel with them and then have places you can crash, be safe. The event had began peaceful activists rally outside the local field office for Immigration Customs Enforcement in Sansom Street. Demonstrators call for ICE to cease arrests of immigrants in the Bay Area and withdraw National Guard troops, 2,000 of which arrived in Los Angeles early Sunday, orders of the Trump administration. Graffiti sprayed on the side of the building read abolish ICE out of California, and ICE equals ILF equals KKK, comparing the immigration agency to Ku Klux Klan and Israeli Defense Force. Based. Which anti-Zionist protesters often refer to as Israeli occupation forces. Honestly, this is actually better coverage than I expected them to give to really any of these issues. But of course, they still only focus on like the violent aspects. Then have an hour event starting. The protests grew tense with the crowd facing off on lines of police that have formed the next block, with several police vehicles positioned behind them. Whose streets are streets? The crowd chanted as it moved to meet the police line. On the front line, talking to the police, stood a 72-year-old Jeanette Militeo. I saw the cops lined up with all their trucks, and I told them, move away, you're going to get inside the crowd. Nobody even noticed you're down here yet. And that's exactly what happened. This is a shame. The police are afraid of something happening, that they're going to make it happen. That's kind of exactly how the police do things. Yeah. Yeah, the police set up, and they think, or, you know, people assume that they think that they're there to like stop things if they do happen. But the police presence is an escalation. Right? When it turns from a march into a, okay, now they meet a line where they're like, you can't go down here for no reason, right? We have just decided that you cannot, you cannot go out and pass this line. And of course, the clash is going to happen from there. Right? It just will. Two sides stood a few feet apart around 7:30. Police declared an unlawful assembly in order to disperse. Like, why? Wait, what does that mean? And which is why I say you have no right to protest. Right? You have no right to protest. Because the police can just decide, okay, this is an unlawful assembly, you must disperse now. Based on what? Vibes? Right? Which is an escalation. It's literally midday on a weekend, no reason for unlawful assembly. Yeah. Many did leave at this time, but others chose to stay and lock arms, chanting, who do you protect, who do you serve? One person standing among the protesters Frontline shouted, show no fear, over and over. The police began advancing, in some cases shoving people backwards or prodding them with batons. At least one bottle and metal base of the barricade was hurled toward the officers. Protesters continued to move forward, and police periodically stopped, only to advance again. After being pushed back 2 blocks, protesters turned away from the police just after 8 p.m. and moved towards the South Market, reuniting with a group that had split off earlier in the evening. The crowd walked down Market towards Ferry Building and then back up. Milo Ramirez, 23, said he came out of the protest because he thinks the ICE arrests and government deployment at National Guard are a clear side of authoritarianism. It's a power play the people of LA are obviously not having it. We shouldn't let it happen either. The president's decision to deploy National Guard marks the first time since 1965 the president has done so without the governor's request. Elected Democrats across the state condemned the action, including Governor Gavin Newsom. Senators. I didn't know senators can be pluralized, but I guess to it. Alex Padilla and Adam Schiff, Republican. Sam Liccardo of San Jose and Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass, all who accused the president of intentionally sowing chaos in the city. That's true. You know, my link with the LA USC's talk supposed to be now. I think I closed it. Probably on Fox 11, right? That's where we saw it was being talked about. Yeah, here it is. What is that? It stands for Los Angeles United School District? Unified School District. I don't know. It's a school district in Los Angeles that's speaking out about the ICE arrests and raids. Well, the superintendent is going to be speaking. I kind of want to see how this is framed. Okay. Yawn. This is supposed to start 4 minutes ago. Oh, okay, here we go. Never mind. Never mind. I thought that was the case. No music. No music. Okay, we're back. Here we are. We're back.
We need some distribution more on this side here. More on this side? I'll come on this side. We need color coordinated too. We're fine. All right, good morning, everyone. If you're ready, we are ready. Cameras on? All right. Thank you very much for coming together under reasonably short notice to address an issue of critical importance in our community and, quite frankly, our state and our nation. As I looked out at the horizon from my office this morning, I saw gray clouds over Los Angeles. Those gray clouds could mean a lot of things to a lot of people. I interpreted them as clouds of injustice, clouds of fear, of intimidation, clouds that seek to scare the best of us into dark corners that for decades we promised ourselves and the rest of our nation we would abandon and prevent those who experience the most fragile of conditions from ever descending into those places. We are one. At Los Angeles Unified, we have a commitment to protect the rights, the opportunities for every single child, every one of our workforce members, and the families we serve. No questions asked. We do so with courageous determination, and for those who doubt it, despite the insinuations or accusations, we stand strongly on the right side of law.
What does that mean?
We are upholding the law. Every student in our community, every student across the country has a constitutional right to a free public education of high quality without threat. Every one of our students, independently of their immigration status, has a right to a free meal in our schools. Every one of our children, no questions asked, has a right to counseling, social and emotional support, mental support, in addition to great education. Our schools are safe places. Our schools are places of education and inspiration, not fear and intimidation. Many of us here are immigrants or children of immigrants. We would be hypocrites if we took a step backwards from the position of protecting those who today face what our parents or ourselves faced years ago. So for us, we embrace and embody this position on the basis of both a moral and professional responsibility to educate, to protect, to inspire our kids and our families.
Okay.
As I'm addressing you, there are 2 schools in our community that within a couple of blocks we see federal vans parked. No action has been taken, but we interpret those actions as actions of intimidation, instilling fear that may lead to self-deportation. That is not the community we want to be. That is not the state or the nation that we ought to be. In fact, if those who believe that that is the nation we should become, let's rearrange Lady Liberty. Let's bring that arm down and extinguish that flame, for we're no longer the light for the world. I am proud to reside in LA. I am proud to call this city my city. I am proud of the fact that this board stands united and unified alongside community partners and elected officials in saying, not on our watch. Not on our watch shall people trample over children's rights. Not on our watch shall people be intimidated. Not on our watch shall we succumb to unreasonable pressures for us to do that which is not human or humane or humanitarian.
Okay.
I'm one who believes that as an educator of many decades, we know and understand that public education and democracy are 2 sides
He has to name
of the
ICE
same American
if it's to be
coin.
effective.
Undermine one, the other will suffer.
Like he has to name
That is
ICE.
what's at stake. We will not waver from our responsibility of protecting kids. Let me take a quick break to let you know who's with us today. But I wanted to declare up front what we stand for, the values and principles that guide our work, because none of us disagree over that. I also want to assert that there are many other people who would like to be here today. And I'd like to mention that our labor leaders,
Kamala statement. No, Kamala had a better statement than this.
were invited. They would have been here, but they are preparing for another event right around the corner. We appreciate their solidarity with us during these trying times. We have with us today our board president, Scott Schmerelson.
But I'm sorry, is he trying to use the American
Vice
myth to fight fascism?
Rocio Rivas.
Yes,
School
essentially.
board member, Mr. Nick Melvoin.
Like he has to call out
School board
ICE. He
member,
has to call out. He's saying that we're being faced by threats, but he won't say what the threats are, right? He has to say that there are. He doesn't even maybe not even call out ICE directly, right? But he has to call out the fact that there is a concerted effort to deport students, children, right? Sometimes with or sometimes without their parents from the only home that they know, and sending them to a country that they've never been to before, right? Or that they haven't been to since they were like a baby, if you will. Right? People need to know what the threat actually is and why it's so dire, so they understand why the protesters are doing what they're doing in the first place.
We have PTA presidents representing the South, Central, Central, East, and West LA, Leslie Menjivar, the 10th District PTA President. We have the 31st District PTA President representing San Fernando Valley, Colleen Ross. We have senior staff members, we have teachers, we have counselors, we have our community in support.
California, LA leaders especially are very good at signaling marginalized communities and using the right language while diluting and undermining any true effective resistance.
Pure intimidation are tools currently being exercised and used in our community. I want to, however, say we remain unwavering in our commitment that our schools are safe, welcoming sites for all, where every single right is protected. And I want to be very clear to those who may seek to take actions that transcend our beliefs and our policies. We're not just talking about our schools. We're talking about our schools, places where kids wait for the buses, the bus itself. We're talking about sites where graduations are currently taking place. And I have to say, what a heartbreak. I've spoken with parents who've told me that their daughter would be the first in their family to graduate high school. And they're not going to be there to witness it because they have a fear of the place of graduation being targeted.
This is good. This is better messaging.
What nation are we becoming?
I will give it. This is better messaging.
The right mind would accept that reality. So I want to be reassured.
Right.
To our community.
Basically reiterating that we are not working with ICE in so many words.
I have directed our own police force to redouble their efforts and establish perimeters of safety around graduation sites to intervene and interfere with any federal agency who may want to take action during these joyous times that we call graduation. Not on our watch.
Okay. Wait, that's actually really good.
Constitutional right to a public education. Therefore, every child and their parent has a right to celebrate.
He's saying that he's going to mobilize the local police force to stop ICE from taking parents and families during graduations and at schools.
Every parent in our community, particularly parents with fragile immigration status.
That's actually very good.
In person at school, online via the parent portal.
This should be what Karen Bass and Gavin Newsom are doing as well.
If you cannot yourself go to your child's school in case of an emergency, to get your child or to drop off your child, empower someone who can. In addition to that, we are here with you 24/7. Our family hotline is active
I can't hate him for this.
24/7.
I hope this extends past graduation
213-444.
season, though. I agree. Right? This is what Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass should be doing. They should be saying, we're going to mobilize and utilize LAPD to stop federal agencies from overstepping their boundaries, right? And harming our communities. That is what they should be doing. This is what they're trying to claim, right? They're trying to claim that we're a sanctuary city. We're not even involved. Why are people getting mad at us, right? But you're letting ICE do what ICE is doing. You should do what he's doing, right? And being like, you're not going to go into these places of worship, these schools, right? These community centers. No, you're not deporting people here.
Table conversations between their parents. And some have expressed.
Everyone's using photos of Korean rooftop gunmen during riots. It's so funny. To me, the Korean Americans in K-Town are no important undocumented immigrants are, because they are Koreans who are visa overstayers.
They themselves, as students, will be under the protective care of a neighbor, because maybe both parents have to leave. Who would get that student if the parent is apprehended at the restaurant where they work, at the lumber yard where they labor? No child, regardless of age, should have to experience or listen to that type of commentary. With that said, we're asking parents to speak with students. There is a possibility of student walkouts. We have heard of it. To the extent possible, considering the consequences and dangers beyond our schools, to the extent possible, please stay in school. Parents, help us. We will provide safe space and time for our students to voice their position. And
I understand his perspective here. If he's trying legitimately This is if he's genuine. If he's genuine in mobilizing, right, the local police to be at the schools to stop ICE from coming in, I can understand his perspective, right? But it is a big trust. That is a big ask to ask people to be like, no, just let me handle this, right? And I think students should still protest, right? Because oftentimes students have, again, if the students are safe enough to do so, right?
Over what they see and what they hear from the children we serve. Their mental health crisis is comparable to the one.
You don't trust the LSSD. I agree with you, right? So I understand why he feels he needs to say that, right? But like, you should still look out for your own.
Education employees. That means all employees also open 24/7 support for everyone in our school system.
But this is a very good first step.
1-800-882-1341. If you feel you need assistance, please call. We have established.
For sure, I understand want to keep children in school if ICE is not allowed in, but again, that's an if, yeah. It's a big if.
Our grade school system. But soon enough, we'll be in summer school. June 17th through July 16th, we will operate Summer of Joy, summer opportunities for all students. I don't want the current pervasive fear to deter parents and students from doing the right thing for their kids.
And if this extends beyond, if this extends beyond just like when school's out, like during the summer, they open up like new summer school or after school programs specifically for students who are at risk. So they maximize the amount of time they spend in a space where ICE is not allowed to come in, right? I think it's also a net positive, right? But again, this can only go so far because kids can only spend so much time in school, right? They can only spend so much time in school. They have to at some point leave school and go home, right? Which means that that's when like Karen Bass needs to step in and do the same thing to protect kids when they are not in school.
The lion's share of our graduations are happening today and tomorrow. In fact, over 100 graduation ceremonies between today and tomorrow. We will protect every parent, every child, every workforce member. We've instructed our principals to not create lines, to not restrict access. As soon as they come, they will enter the venues where the graduations
this is really good, by the way,
place, reducing the risk for them while on the street waiting to get in.
Like this is very good.
We also have authorized the principals to allow parents to remain at the venue for as long as it takes, should there be any immigration enforcement action around the area where the graduations are taking place.
Very good, very good.
And as I said earlier, we have deployed operations personnel and our school board police to establish perimeters of safety around graduation
This is again the
sites
superintendent
and
of the
schools
LAUSD
where federal
for the school
actions
district of LA.
are being detected. Where possible, we have stood up Zoom opportunities for parents to be able to witness the culmination of their children online.
Like this is how it should have always been. It should have not gotten to this point in the first place, right? For a sanctuary city, like it should have been a case where like you don't work with ICE, with immigration enforcement, right? You allow parents and students to stay inside of school facilities for as long as it takes, right? And you protect them because they are members of the community. It should never get to a point where parents have to run outside of graduation, right, in order to stay safe because ICE is allowed in. I should never be anywhere near schools in the first place. But this is very good to see. This is very good to see.
That's because what we're doing works. The commitment of our teachers, our support staff, our
The
principals.
first resistance from an authority I've seen, yeah.
And part of that
Very clearly saying we are not working with ICE. We will not work with ICE, right? You are safe at our spaces, at our schools, right? And he's going to get hate for this, by the way.
which time kids receive academic acceleration, support, enrichment, but also food, nutrition. We cannot deprive our kids of their absolute rights to education and food. Therefore, we will go
Going further,
forward
saying that they are going to
with a
impede
month-long
ICE, yeah.
summer school program with all of the protective measures I described.
Big difference for not working with, in my opinion. That's true.
I spoke with Mayor Bass late last night. and we are, and I will not get into the specifics, coordinating support systems and protection for our kids, including expanded transportation.
Chicago locked down their schools
I
and
have
they tried to go there a
communicated
couple months
with
ago.
the governor about what
A couple months
must
ago
be
to
done.
there. There are certain school districts that do allow and do work with ICE, right?
We see significant
And so hopefully
impact.
this will be like a kind of a blueprint for every school district to follow.
Local, state, as well as our congressional delegation, who have declared in a very aggressive way their support for Los Angeles Unified. So with that said, and before I go into Spanish, let me introduce and bring up our president of the school board, Mr. Scott Schmilson.
Thank you so much, and good morning, everyone. That was a very comprehensive report, Superintendent. Thank you so much. I feel assured that our kids are going to be safe. So, you know, this is graduation time. This is supposed to be the happiest time for our kids and their parents. And it's a very sad time, but we have to remember too, our kids have accomplished a lot. They are graduating, and I try to keep a positive attitude that this is graduation time, and hooray for the kids. I really appreciate that. Well, first and foremost, we stand with every student who comes to our schools, every single student. We're charged with protecting them and preparing them to become what they can be, all they can be. This week, we will continue to celebrate the hard work and the achievements of our students. We will stand for those who are there and those who aren't there. We will stand for all of our graduates. And as we stand for our students, for their right for an education.
I never thought of feds rating graduation, but shit, yeah, it's crazy. But it is happening.
We also stand for the right for their dreams. And we will stand with the families. Todos somos familia. Let's always remember that. We'll also stand with our labor partners, standing for students with their families. And let's remember, as we stand, we call for this attack on our communities to come to an end. We all stand on borrowed land. And at each board meeting, we have a reminder that this is borrowed land. So let's honor the dreams of our ancestors and call for this madness to come to an end. Thank you.
Bro, you got the school district leaders being the voices of reason. The first people that I've seen so far of officials, right, calling for an end, essentially, to this campaign of ICE raids. Right? I think it's very good. I think it's very good. And I'm happy to see it, honestly. It gives me a little bit of hope that, you know, maybe, like, this will rub off on the current LA leadership. Will it? I don't know. But maybe. Oh, excuse me, sorry. But yeah. I think I covered a lot of the did I watch this yet?
In both Los Angeles and San Francisco, cars were set on fire, flashbangs and tear gas were used to disperse crowds. Parts of a major freeway were shut down.
I mean, it's basically going to be the same thing, right? I think I covered most of what I wanted to talk about the protests today. Yeah, we have a little bit to look at as well. Also, we had the flotilla. We watched Hassan's quick video on the flotilla. We talked about it yesterday, a little bit, but they've been kidnapped, essentially. Putting out when California was a part of Mexico, still being infuriating. What's good came out of Spanish, and then Mexican control of California, indigenous genocide and Mexican land grants.
Sent me this message, okay? I'm reading it to you. Urgent. Arrest of the Freedom Flotilla crew by Israel.
Right.
This is Rima Hassan's team that also sent me this message, okay? I'm reading it to you. Urgent. Arrest of the Freedom Flotilla crew by Israeli forces. Rima Hassan, Greta Thunberg. Interception of the Freedom Flotilla by Israel. Illegal detention of 12 humanitarian workers and peaceful activists, including French MEP Rima Hassan and Swedish activist Greta Thunberg. We express our strongest outrage following the interception today by Israeli authorities of the Freedom Flotilla, a vessel carrying humanitarian aid intended for the civilian population of Gaza, which had been subjected to a total blockade since March 2nd, 2025. On board the ship were 12 humanitarian workers and peaceful activists engaged in a strictly civilian, nonviolent mission. Among them were French members of the European Parliament Rima Hassan and Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg, both widely recognized for their commitment to human rights and international justice. This interception, carried outside Israeli territorial waters, constitutes a blatant violation of international law, including maritime and humanitarian law. The arrest of the crew members and the confiscation of aid intended for a population of immediate...
Like, I know that, like, pro-Israel supporters are not, like, very thinkingist people, but, like, I don't know how you could argue that, like, Israel has, like, no power over Gaza and is not, like, occupying Gaza, while, like, they can decide, right? They can decide what can and cannot get into the strip. You know what I mean?
In immediate humanitarian distress is unacceptable. We call upon states, the European Union, the United Nations, and the entire international community to strongly condemn this illegal detention, demand the immediate and unconditional release of all crew members, urge Israeli authorities to allow humanitarian aid in Gaza in full compliance with international law. It's the responsibility of all nations committed to human rights to speak out against these flagrant violations of international law by Israel. Solidarity is not a crime. Free the Freedom Flotilla's crew. And then there's a contact number. Why isn't this national news? You mean international news? It's supposed to be. It's just that I think part of it is all of the fascist governments are doing fascism in real time at the same time. They've decided that today is a good time to do it, you know? Today is the time.
Yeah, it's Fashion Appreciation Day. June 8th. Just like government overreach. And all the same, you know?
Where they were like, this is a fantastic opportunity to do fascism today. Here's Greta Thunberg's pre-recorded message from, I guess, like right before their capture. We're going to take a look right now.
Thunberg, and I am from Sweden. If you see this video, we have been intercepted and kidnapped.
Basically, this is her own fault insofar as our own state minister hadn't spoken out about it yet.
In international waters by the Israeli occupational forces or forces that support Israel. I urge all my friends, family and comrades to put pressure on the Swedish government to release me and the others as soon as possible.
Oh yeah, they recorded these before.
My name is Greta Thunberg and I am from Sweden.
Apprehended.
If you see this video, we have been intercepted and kidnapped in international waters by the Israeli occupational forces.
I guess they made the video before because she says by
Israel.
International authorities align with Israel. She says either kidnapped by the Israeli government or by other international forces. So moments before the Israeli forces abduct the activists.
Please go to your places. من فضلكم خذوا مواقعكم. من فضلكم لا تتحركوا.
ما الذي يطلب هل هذه قوارب إسرائيلية؟ هل لديكم أي معلومات عن هذه القوارب؟
الآن القوارب السريعة وصلت إلى.
They drop chemicals on them.
الأمر مسالم وهذه عملية.
It could have been mixed with some sort of irritant or an irritant byproduct by having some sort of iridescent paint that makes the boat easier to track or something like that.
مسالمة جدا. يطلب منا رفع أيدينا ولهذا مشاهدينا سأتخلى عن الهاتف في هذه اللحظات وسأحاول أن أبقي الصورة بقدر الإمكان.
They dropped chemicals from drones and made them throw their phones into the water before detaining them. What the f?
Yeah. You can hear them be like, give me the phone, give me the phone.
It's not a position at all. Rima cannot be here. Rima needs to take a seat. Assume your position. The position
They started jamming the radio so they could not ask for help. Then drones dropped white chemicals on the ship. After that, they got invaded, kidnapped, and everyone taken to a naval base for interrogations. Oh, UV paint for tracking. Yeah, makes sense. Fantastic. So yeah, they just drop paint, probably to track them easier. Yeah, it looks like it's just paint. Oh my God, it's the "oh, you don't like Israel" accent in real life trying to kill you. Yeah, it probably hits way different when you're directly in the presence of Israeli concentration camp guard or like a Gestapo person, you know, because like they also have guns trained on you. Here, let's take a look at the video as well. SOS messages to follow. This is
bread and water. The ILF isn't evil.
Like one of the last.
Yeah, like I don't think they need bread and water. They were coming with supplies. Like, I think they had their own bread and water. I don't think they needed like Israeli bread and water.
Videos from inside of the ship.
Guys, oh my God!
Mobilisez-vous! Mobilisez-vous! Go to the places! Ditch the phone! Ditch the phone! Ditch the phone! Yes. Phones in the water, please!
Has Israel given up trying?
Phones in the water is crazy.
Justify their actions and gone full comic book villain? What Hosmer even justifies going after them? I don't think you understand. Right now for Israel, their thing is, oh, well, we kidnapped them because and we didn't kill them, right? Like that's the argument is going to be we kidnapped them instead of killing them. What more do you want? I'm pretty sure that they think that this is like good PR. Like last time someone did this, we killed them. This time, we just simply, well, first we drone strike the previous boat off the coast of Malta, okay? And this time, it's just, they're going to these guys and say like, oh, these are activist terror. These are terror activists. They are there for terror. They are doing selfie. Yeah, or they're calling it the selfie yacht. All the passengers of the selfie yacht are safe and unharmed. They were provided with sandwiches and water. The show is over. Israel makes a photo op out of offering international hostages food and water after kidnapping them for trying to bring food and water to starving Palestinians in Gaza. The anti-Semitic aid ship.
Yeah, which is funny because that's exactly what they claim Hamas does, by the way. They literally claim Hamas does these like theatrical things for international attention as a propaganda network or whatever. Right? And this is them doing exactly that. After kidnapping a group of people who were just trying to fight food in Gaza. The reality of this. Do you believe that it's a genocide, Wesley? Do you think that Israel is committing a genocide? Yes. Okay, so you do understand how it's not like equally bad. Right? Yes, Hamas taking hostages, not good. Israel taking hostages, also not good. They didn't say that. That's what the implication is when you say both sides do this. Right? You're drawing a conflation or comparison. Both sides are doing propaganda. Like, you're not wrong. I don't disagree with you, right? But like, the point of the propaganda is to, one, defend the genocide from the Israeli perspective, and two, humanize the Palestinians from the perspective of Hamas, where they're just not the same. You can't even compare them. Right? They're just propaganda done for different reasons.
Where is he at?
Why?
So the strategy is working. Their public profile is keeping them safe. Yeah, they're disgusting little freaks over there at Israel, as you guys know. So I think they think this is banger. They think this is a banger propaganda photo op. Greta Thunberg is currently on her way to Israel, safe and in good spirits. Like, an asshole. Serious question though, especially in mainstream media, is this going to be good PR though for Israel? So many people already randomly hate Greta for climate stuff and being performative. Like, I'm telling you, they're going to say, at least we didn't.
California's governor unfazed by threats of arrest from Trump's administration official. Both Trump and his borders are. Tom Homan has said California officials could face arrest if they perceived as impeding ICE operations. That would be the first good thing Gavin Newsom has done, I think, in his entire life. Legitimately. But I don't think he should go out like a wimp, you know? Don't go out just for a symbolic arrest, right? No, actually impede ICE efforts. Actually mobilize the police, right? In order to impede ICE efforts and then get arrested. Do something meaningful with it. Do it, he won't. Yeah, he gets arrested for a symbolic gesture. He'll get out. Right? He's freaking governor. You know what I mean? Wait, no, do something useful with it. Do something important with it. Actually push back. Don't get arrested for like a symbolic gesture. Right? Actually push back. Actually impede ICE. Do it. They're going to arrest you anyway. Give them a reason to.
They didn't kill them. What more do you want? Like, that's literally their PR. They're like, we're vicious monsters, but at least this time we didn't kill them. Do they actually believe that people will buy this propaganda? Maybe your grandparents might. Who knows? They might be like, look at how tolerant Israel is. Look at how tolerant and not monstrous Israel is. They could have just as easily killed these guys, you know? They would do the same with Palestinians. It's not a genocide. If it was, we would have killed everyone by now. Yeah, I mean, that has been their point. Oh my God. Liberal Zionists will buy this so quickly. I mean, who cares about what they have to say?
Assume position, please, everyone.
Wait, this is piracy, by the way. Full stop piracy. You have Israel sending their military naval force to board a ship in international waters, right? Seizing control of it and kidnapping the people who are on board the ship. It's piracy. But it's pro-genocide piracy.
My computer,
Confiscating the cargo, literal piracy. Yeah, it's piracy, and it's illegal. They know where they are at the moment. They're at the Israeli port, from what I understand. Stop. Are you serious? This is literal supervillain shit. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Upon arrival, the activists will be forced to watch a compilation of videos of the October 7th attack under the orders of the defense minister? They're literally like taping their eyes open, hands strapped down into a chair, making them watch like snuff footage, being like, see, this is October 7th. Maybe this will make you pro-Israel now. If you see all this October 7th stuff, you're going to forget about all the genocidal stuff that we're doing. If we just force you to watch October 7th footage and repeat. Like, what are we talking about? The activists will be placed in solitary confinement in separate cells, isolated from one another, and denied contact with the outside world until they are deported. I don't, you can't make this up, bro. If you would have told me this and it didn't come from Dropside News, I would have said you're making it up. Because it sounds exactly like what Israel would do, but it sounds like so super villain in nature. Like the bad guys in movies do this type beat. I don't even know. But yeah, so now we just wait and see about what's going on with that. That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, they're also calling it the selfie yacht or the celebrity yacht. I'm not watching or I'm not reading what Israel's foreign minister has to say about it. It's pure Hasbro propaganda. Man, what an interesting time. Yeah, I don't want to see this though. This is 14 minutes.
Center run by the County of Los Angeles here with Governor Gavin Newsom.
Okay, we're not watching a 14-minute video. That's crazy. But Gavin Newsom being like, arrest me. You know, we'll see if he actually get arrested. I don't think he will. We'll see. Until they are deported, so they so keep them, do surveillance and brainwashing until they feel like deporting them back. Yes. Yes, that's essentially what's happening. You guys talk about XQC's brilliant analysis. We tried. We couldn't get through it. But we talked about a little bit of it. Bro, not about it. Bro is not about it. But yeah, I don't even know. You need to translate for XQC stuff. It's just him complaining about Hassan wearing a mask and the Waymos being on fire. And this isn't helping your cause, and stop blocking the roads. It's just, he doesn't care about any of this. And so it's hard for me to care because he doesn't care about any of this. But yeah. Also, I keep getting freaking West Side Tyler videos on my feed now. About Bada Banada is going to get Hassan arrested or whatever. I just... I heard his chat was roasting him. XQC? Yeah. How? I don't know. Okay. Before we end today, I did say that we would look at what a chatter showed me earlier. Oh, I'm getting tired. Hassan does not need help in that area. That's true. I don't know. Both sides, Tyler just has an issue with Bada Banada. Like, I think since Bada Banada called him out, he's just it's kind of been his whole thing. It's an XQC on tweet when I got on the plane at 15K when I landed. That's how you should use Twitter. This happens to me all the time. I tweet before I fly and then I land with a bunch of likes. I think we saw your XQC tweet. Did we? I have to check. Oh, I did. I did see this. I didn't show it on stream though. XQC in the community have been too fascistic. Good enough. For my liking, and good at having genocide-loving losers like Destiny and Asmon as your moral compass turns you into a fascist little bitch as well, like XQC. Bro saw burning cars and got mad I wasn't celebrating. Now we see kidnapped families remember your role in it. True. True. He's gonna cry about you next stream, Brett. I can tell. I can tell already. Honestly, I think XQC is just kind of mad that he doesn't get the same motion that Asmongold gets. Bro, XQC's video got like 30,000 views in 13 hours. Asmongold's video got 477,000 views in 12 hours. This one got almost 1 million views in 14 hours. He's just not pulling Asmon numbers. This one got 834 views or K,000 views in 15 hours. I'm waiting for it. His audience ain't ready for my streams. Well, Donnie said he has left, honestly. But yeah, both sides. Tyler just keeps posting about like freaking Bada Banada a bunch. The issue with XQC is still talking. Still taking showers. He cannot compete. True. Right. He hasn't grabbed a roach on his shirt yet. Ugh, it's gross even thinking about. Anyway, before I end today, I do want to look a little bit at Ludwig. Because apparently Ludwig mentioned me, according to a chatter. Apparently he mentioned me by name at some point. Not in this stream, apparently. But in another stream, I hear he mentions my video. So if you don't know, here's the context. I made a video a few days ago titled Comedy or Cultural Theft, the Rise of AAVE as Content. We got 12,000 views, pretty decent. And in this video, I probably said in this video as well, I said I didn't think Love was going to see the video. But apparently he saw the video. Apparently he talked about me by name at some point. I just don't know when, because the chatter did not find it. Nope, not in this video. But apparently he talked about my video at some point here. I think this might have been the timestamp. Chatter, are you here to defend your honor? I don't know. The chatter just left. Chatter was like, yo, literally talked about you, mentioned you by name. And then chatter just dipped when I was like, tell me when. And I had to find it myself. Where is it at? Oh yeah, it was a little bit later. Will Love do this time? I don't know, actually. I'm curious. Let's see.
It's going to be in that finals with the momentum that they have. Contract's going to be able to pick up this uncontested Infernal Drake that's going to put them on soul points.
Everyone did? I mean, they really did.
APA can get to a point where his ult flies over the top.
How do you steal that? In the same way that...
Oh, wait, it's earlier. Yeah, it's earlier.
Think there's anything really here. Just gonna be able
to right. It started with the term wombo combo. That's funny.
Jump out.
Kind of a waste of his TP, to be honest.
Not able to kind of clean up those
a huge waste of his TP, honestly. Now he's pushing bot wave. I mean, we reset. We have a real shot at Baron.
Impact was out of that. Push down mid, get that inhib turret.
But I guess maybe you don't want. Maybe you want drag here.
It was a really herky-jerky sequence, but
sorry, I never. That must be like a bet. Like the commentators must have a bet to use a word. And someone said use herky jerky because that's just not a thing. That's just not a thing.
Weekend, and then
it's a classic.
Go all the way to finals.
I've always long hated league commentary, not because I think they're bad at their job, but because they stole the term wombo combo.
With a bunch of LTA fans, there's going to be all kinds of cool stuff going on. You can scan the QR code right there to get your tickets today.
And maybe it is Shopify that's going to be in that finals with the momentum that they have.
I'm guessing the fighting game community.
Pick up this uncontested Infernal Drake that's
I'm guessing this is how it started. He's talked about like the term wombo combo being stolen.
Everyone did. I mean, they really did.
APA can get to a point where his ult flies over the top.
How do you steal that? In the same way that fucking quirked up 14-year-old white boys steal a bunch of language from culturally black communities.
When they are this strong already, it is going to be tough. Impact.
They made it lame to say.
Flank, hoping that they could draw them in towards this Baron, maybe find an angle. I mean, it's desperation hours here, but just look at the positioning on the map.
So you?
Playing all 3 lanes.
Yeah, but I don't like when other people do it. Forget about it.
And so they're hoping.
Stop. Oh my god! I don't know what I was expecting from this clip, but that was so okay. Okay, that caught me off guard. That caught me off guard. Okay,
I mean, it's desperation hours here, but just look at the positioning on the map.
So you?
Shopify's playing all 3 lanes.
Yeah, but I don't like when other people do it.
They realize they can't
forget about it, cuh.
and so they're hoping to find, okay, someone walks in and we 3v1 them and kill them off. But when you're in that kind of position and your opponents play discipline, the goal lead just slowly extends. And that's kind of the spot that TL has been in for the last 20 minutes. I mean, this is a 6-kill game.
That felt racist.
But Shopify is one dragon from
That's not how
goal,
racism works.
ahead with an enormous lead as far as the pedals as well. Like they have a lot of adaptive stats and bonus XP from that.
Is that the entire clip? I was not expecting that.
Too.
Yeah, and you saw
at this exact moment. I wasn't even live at this moment.
From that, right? Like they were still able to push up mid-wave. Yawn ended up having to respond to that. Palafox is
I don't think that's like a direct mention to me.
Still on this bot side.
Yeah, that's not
with
by
APA
name.
matching, and it's really difficult.
The chatter didn't even say by name. The chatter said by name, right? But chatter also said that he was watching clips of mine, right? That's how I got farmed. Honestly, maybe I got farmed.
For TL, as we see them potentially moving to maybe try to collapse.
This happened after the YouTube video? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, this has been Palafox's best game of the series for sure. Pulling this out against the Ziggs. As CoreJJ has snuck behind him a little bit.
Yeah, and we'll see if they can actually lock him down. He's just going to go into APA, and he's looking to just burst APA.
Uh-oh.
Pat Nato, thank you for the 10 gifted subs. Much appreciated. Huge W. 10 people will no longer see any ads when the ads run at some point. When they I don't run ads that often. Yeah, I think that's it, right? Where did the chatter go? Maz, you know the chatter's name that said this? It started with a K.
Nice! Massive solo kill. Mid gap, yap up, mid gap. Sorry.
Right. Oh yeah, that's chatter. Bro, you got multiple mentions yesterday, both Taylor Lorenz and Ludwig. Taylor reposted one of your tweets, so I don't know. But you can know that Ludwig may be watching at least the clips. I'll try to find the clip. I'm looking for the Ludwig clip of him talking about you, and I haven't found that one yet. He mentions you early in the VOD, but I can't find it. He then later talks about black vernacular. Okay, that's that. But apparently he mentioned me earlier in that VOD, right? And then when I pulled this clip up the first time, he said, this was him later. Maybe it was a day before, but he mentions you by name. I think he calls you Seed the Bank or something. I definitely get the feeling that some big streamers do see your clips or watch you. I mean, I know some big streamers see my clips and watch me sometimes. Right, at least a while ago. Right. C. Nope. I was lied to. Jason agrees with a lot of your takes too. Jason D100. He said he mentioned me early by name. I haven't seen it. Ever see what Tevin said? We did not. We can though. Oh right, yeah. About Ludwig stealing my credit for my debunking of the Ethan Klein nuke theft This is like slavery all over again. Parents are phonetic, right? You can see. Okay, maybe that's a bit far. Maybe that's a bit far, okay? But it was during Black History Month. I mean, yeah, you can check. I think the chatter might just be lying to me. You know? I think chatter might just be lying to me. I think I got baited. I think they were hallucinating. It's kind of hard to hallucinate that, like, I was mentioned by name, you know? He said it was early in the VOD.
Ha! What is up, chat? Welcome back to the stream. Hello. Emote, we really do. Anyway, chat, today.
He said it could have been the day before. Well, I have the day before open, and this was him playing freaking COD, which I think I would remember. So I was watching this stream.
All right. Oh my God, no. Nightmare. Dude, okay, why am I getting an echo on this computer? I forgot about that. Oh, my nightmare. I am living in it.
It's just this.
Sean O'Malley is fighting tonight. I need his money, bro. You've been...
Yeah, that was not a reference to me, I don't think. And the chatter is not even here to answer. Chatter ain't been here for like 30 minutes. You probably both Sean's. Not this Sean. Not this Sean. Straight black. Black ops, black ops, black ops. Black ops, black ops, black ops, black ops, black ops, black ops. I think most of these would be black ops. Maybe the chatter heard him say black ops. It was like, oh, he's talking about Sean the Black, I guess. Yeah, no, I think the chatter might be tripping. I think I'm getting baited. I could try the stream before this one. I think the chatter just lied to me. What's your name? But the 327.50 in the league bot is sort of relevant. Isn't that what we just watched? $327.50.
Hours here, but just look at the positioning on the map.
So you?
Playing all three lanes.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just watched this one. I think the chatter is just hallucinating. I think I got baited into watching Ludwig VODs. Because the chatter wanted me to watch Ludwig VODs again. The chatter is secretly Ludwig farming views. yeah, it's just not here. Maybe it's the day before that one. Trump versus Elon.
Hello.
But I feel like I got bamboozled. I think the chatter lied to me. I think I got lied to. And the chatter is not even here to defend themselves. Crazy. I'm not playing a Lil Dicky song. I guess we can watch this one more time. I think it's funny.
I've always long hated league commentary, not because I think they're bad at their job, but because they stole the term wombo combo.
With a bunch of LTA fans, there's going to be all kinds of cool stuff going.
Click chat and see. I would have to go to their the Twitch chat. Because there's no YouTube live chat. No, not you. Oh. I don't know who you're talking about then.
Going on, you can scan the QR code right there to get your tickets.
Wombo combo, and maybe the league community.
It is Shopify that's going to be in that finals with the momentum that they have. Contract's going to be able to pick up this uncontested Infernal Drake that's going to put them on soul points.
Everyone did? I mean, they really did.
Can get to a point where his alt flies over the top.
How do you steal that? In the same way that fucking quirked up 14-year-old white boys steal a bunch of language from culturally black communities.
When they are this strong already, it is going to be tough.
They made it lame to say.
Hoping that they could draw them in towards this Baron.
I will say that is kind of the thesis of my video, to be fair.
We find an angle. I mean, it's desperation hours here, but just look at the positioning on the map.
So you?
Playing all three lanes.
Yeah, but I don't like when other people do it.
They realize they can't
forget about it, cuh.
And so they're hoping to find, okay, someone walks in, we 3v1 them and kill them
Look
off.
at his face. I can't.
Sean,
I can't with Ludwig, bro. I can't with this man. I can't.
To say.
Flank, hoping that they could draw them in towards this Baron, maybe find an angle. I mean, it's desperation hours here, but just look at the positioning on the map.
So you?
Playing all three lanes.
Yeah, but I don't like when other people do it.
They realize they can't
forget about it, cuh.
And so they're hoping to find, okay, someone walks in and we 3v1 them and kill them off. But when you're in that kind of position,
I just stop. I can't. I feel like he watched it, but we need proof. Yeah. I don't know. The chatter just lied to me saying that he mentioned me by name. He mentioned you early in the VOD, but I can't find it. I feel like the chatter hallucinating things. I feel like he's hallucinating things. Which causes me to hallucinate things, you know? Baited? I was baited. Man, that's a shame.
Let your man go, huh?
Drop it, I don't want to talk about it.
Drop it, hell? I want to hear about this, homie.
I said forget about it, cuz.
Let your man go, huh?
Drop it, I don't want to talk about it.
Drop it, hell? I want to hear about this, homie.
I said forget about it, cuz.
Let your man go, huh?
They said it the exact same way. They said it the exact same way.
Find
other people will do it.
They realize they can't
forget about it, cuh.
And so they're hoping to find, okay, someone walks in and we 3v1 them and kill them off.
Cuh.
And so they're hoping to.
I don't like when other people do it.
They realize they can't
forget about it, cuh.
And so they're hoping to find, okay, someone walks in and we 3v1.
Let your man go.
Is that part of the joke? Yes, but it works so freaking well.
Let your man go, huh?
Drop it, I don't want to talk about it.
Drop it, hell. I want to hear about this, homie.
I said forget about it, cuz.
Let your man go, huh?
Drop it, I don't want to talk about it.
Drop it, hell. I want to hear about this, homie.
I said forget about it, cuz.
They can't win
Forget
a
about it,
number of
cuh.
fights, and so they're hoping to find, okay,
That's so funny. That's so good. That's so good. All right, I gotta give credit where credit's due. Respect where respect is earned. That made me laugh. That made me laugh. Ugh. Yeah, I do think the chatter was lying to me though, and I got baited. Right? I mean, if y'all want chat, you can do a scrub through. But I don't think I got mentioned. Let's do from Fast and Furious 1, no. Paul Walker from Fast and Furious 1, 2, not 3, 4, and 5. And then he died. In a car accident, actually. Baited, I know. Died after 7? Wait, he died after 7? I thought he died after 5. I'm a community Fast and Furious expert. Didn't he die and then his brother filled in for some scenes? He died filming 6 or 7. I thought he died filming 6. And then his brother had to fill in. Forget about it, cut. I'm sorry. Am I appropriating white language? Am I appropriating the appropriation of black language? Yep, died filming 6, other brother filled in. That's what I said. Yeah, Sean, how dare you? He died in 7 correctly, and his brother plus CGI played a part in the ending part. Suda Friday is right. Only when you start things like malarkey. Malarkey doesn't sound right. I will say geez Louise. I know everything about Fast and Furious. When did Han die? Spoiler alert. He doesn't? Fair. I was Fast and Furious 7 times like 2 months ago. Han Solo? Yes. That's right. Han Solo died in episode 8. 7. 8. No, it was 8. I don't remember. It's been a while. 7? No, it was 8. Han died is tricky. He died at the end of Tokyo Drift, but it's found at the beginning of 7. He actually survived. Being saved by Mr. Nobody as revealed in 9. Okay, I actually did not know that because I haven't watched that far. 7 first film. He died in 7? Really? Man, tells you how memorable that film was. I know 7 is the last I've seen. The more you know. He's not dead though. Han Solo. That was Luke. I know Luke died. Luke died. Man, everybody was dying. Luke died, Leia died, Han died, Chewbacca lived, actually, so good for Chewbacca. Luke died? Yeah. Well, kind of. He died in the same way that, like, Obi-Wan Kenobi died. Yes, chat, I'm spoiling a decade-old movie. It came out, like, 10 years ago. Kylo Ren died. Palpatine died. Then he came back and then he died again. The Knights of Ren also died. Who else was an important character? No, that's better. There's no other important characters in it. he died, but like Force died or whatever. Yeah, he died in the exact same way as Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I didn't realize that until I went back and I watched the A New Hope. Right? Kylo went swiped at him with the lightsaber, and then his robes just fell. His lightsaber just also fell. And that was it. And no spoilers. No Andor spoilers. I will spoil everything, but no Andor spoilers. I'm on episode like 3. Anyway, yeah, I don't think I get mentioned in this. I also searched for like AAVE. Didn't come up. What language? Yeah, no, I think I genuinely got lied to. Well, the more you know. That's the one I think. Oh, well, I closed it.
Here in split 2,
Maybe slang? I can try slang. After language.
Spelled it out. I'm gonna ban you permanently.
As APA now, going to be able to land the flick back.
I'm almost 30. Like when you hit me with the equivalent language of, and I'm not trying to be mean when I say this, the jokes that my 9-year-old nieces and nephews use, I'm just gonna ban you because I don't love you in the same way I love my nieces and nephews. I just am like bored. I'm fed up. I'm like an old grumpy man.
Yeah. Culture, like that was the other language one that we already saw.
Yeah, you're doing the I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you, I'm not touching you. So you said it was GG, you didn't say GG.
The Maiden has basically been killed on cooldown from Fudge.
Yeah. Slang's not there. Again, I genuinely think I got lied to. I think the chatter lied to me and baited me. By saying Ludwig talked about you by name. Maybe I'm misreading the chat, what the chatter said. So he said, yep, Taylor Renz reposted your tweet and Ludwig's been watching clips of you. I feel like that's very clear. He mentioned you early in the VOD, but I can't find it. I think I just got lied to. I think I just got lied to. I think I was just lied to. And the chatter left. The chatter just left. I mean, we looked, we checked. Then he said maybe it was the day before, which was this one. But it's not here either. No slang.
Kev_Rhino just subscribed.
I feel like I was lied to. It's from tomorrow's stream, yeah. That's crazy. How dare? How dare? Chatter knows I can't this isn't about you at all. It's a different Sean, but Ludwig says Sean got his way. In this bit, I think you should clip it.
I gotta give it to Sean. He got his way.
Thank you. And confirmed. Confirmed. Thank you very much. Anyway. In conclusion, I guess. Man, why would the chatter do that? I had a whole video planned out in my head. I was gonna be like, Ludwig reacted to my YouTube video. And I was gonna farm again based on lovers' reactions. But nope, there's just nothing there. Nothing there. A shame. Chatters be lying. Chatters do be lying. And then chatters leave in the middle of me asking about what's going on. It is like slavery all over again. And I also scrubbed through here and there's just like no clip of me in this at all.
Here in split 2.
Which is why I don't know how the chatter got confused. I'm not, there's no, like where did the chatter even get that from? Maybe it's like clips. Yeah, no, I think I got lied to. I think the chatter was been watching clips of you offline, and that's why you made the comment. But yeah, they worded it badly. That's crazy. He did say no, and I will say I would have given you that before, but he did say very specifically he mentions you early in the VOD, but I can't find it. And then he says this was him later, maybe it was the day before, but he mentions you by name.
Like a capitalist every single day, Shank.
Right?
As a capitalist.
He said he called me Seed the Bank.
Shaw TBB79 just subscribed.
Shaw TBB, thank you for the 6-month in advance subscription. Much appreciated. Maybe I should type in bank. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's the problem. Bank.
I got him. I got him. Nice kill.
Jason's noise.
He's bank. He's bank. Where was last scene? Bank.
Maybe the chatter was listening with one earbud on and heard when was he last seen bank and thought that he was talking about me. maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what it was. And the chatter just got confused. Yeah. Yeah, no, okay, I'm calling it here. I'm just confirming the chatter was just dumb. But that was the clip was funny. And it did make me laugh. You know what? Warn. To not lie to me again about being mentioned by big streamer. How dare. How dare. Send warning. Mod comment. Beware of lies from liar chatter. Jeez Louise. On your Mean Girl arc? What do you mean? I think that's entirely fair. For 30K stream, are you doing ban appeals? I have like 5 ban appeals. So probably, I can, but like there's not that many left. I need to ban more people. Every excuse, thank you for the 3-monthly subscription. Kev Rhino, thank you for the 4-monthly subscription. By the way, much appreciated. Ban me? No. You're masochist, you asked for it. Yeah, I think I covered most of what I wanted to talk about today. Let me check my bookmarks one more time. Here we can see this. This was from 2 days ago though, but it, it's still kind of relevant. There's 16 banana peels.
And like I said many times,
Oh, I will say, I found this delicious Palestinian American restaurant. Not that far from me. I had it yesterday. It's some of the most banging food I've ever heard of. And I'm not telling you the name because I'm a gatekeep.
Elected officials or these non-government organizations, they can't cross the line either. I mean, we got people like Hakeem Jeffries saying he's going to dox ICE employees. ICE agents out there with masks on. They're wearing masks to protect themselves and their families because they've been doxxed, their families been doxxed, their life's been threatened, their families have been threatened. I know myself, I had over 1,000 protesters at my house. I expect that as the borders are, but these men and women are putting their lives online every day. They arrested a lot of bad people yesterday and today. They arrested child sex offenders. They arrested people convicted of robbery.
Wait, wasn't Tom Homan literally just asked, like, yesterday, if all the people they were arresting were criminals? And he said absolutely not. Did y'all see that? Oh, sorry, not yesterday. It was today. It was from 2 hours ago. ICE director admits he's rounding up people without criminal records. In an interview with MSNBC, Tom Homan quadrupled down on his nationwide crackdown. Does everyone that has been arrested by ICE have criminal records like you've described? An MSNBC host asked Homan on Monday. Absolutely not. But this was him 2 days ago on Fox News.
Protect themselves and their families because they've been doxxed, their families been doxxed, their life's been threatened, their families have been threatened. I know myself, I had over 1,000 protesters at my house. I expect that as the borders are, but these men and women are putting their lives online every day. They arrested a lot of bad people yesterday and today. They arrested child sex offenders. They arrested people convicted of robbery. They arrested public safety, not only significant public safety threats, but national security threats. They arrested gang members. We're making Los Angeles safer. And Mayor Bass ought to be thankful.
Like he admits, like, a day after this happened, that he's not just arresting gang members or criminals or whatever. Just disgusting Nazi pieces of garbage.
Us for making her city safer. And the term migrant, as Joe Concha rightfully said earlier, they're illegal aliens. There are illegal aliens in this country, and we welcome. We're the most giving country in the world. But these are illegal aliens who committed a crime by crossing this border illegally, then yet committed another crime. Again, yesterday's about a criminal investigation into money laundering, tax evasion, and some of the funds going to cartels in Mexico and Colombia that fund their operations of sending narcotics to this country, killing American people. This is about enforcing the law, and again, we're not going to apologize for doing it. We're stepping up. She says they're going to mobilize. Well, guess what? We're already ahead of the game. We're already mobilizing. We're going to bring National Guard in tonight. We're going to continue doing our job. We're going to push back on these people, and we're going to force the law.
Tom, it's Lydia.
Yeah. Also, did y'all see this? This is kind of funny. Everybody thanks Obama for unleashing this monster on the world. A lot of things you can go back to and root back to Obama. True Pablo said, you guys actually care about how you present your movements to the public. You actually have to care about how you present your movements to the public, guys. This is so funny. Coming from Drew. Right? Because Drew actually believes himself to be the reincarnation of Malcolm X. I'm sorry, what? Y'all don't know? Who has the tweet? Who has the tweet? Okay, here's one of them. No, this isn't it either. This is there was one where he was is this one? Where is it at? Reincarnation. Oh no, it's okay. Excuse me, I misunderstood. He just thought that he was black in a past life. Given my birthday is June 4th, 1999, exactly 10 years to the day of the Tiananmen Massacre, I believe I was very likely at Tiananmen Square in a past life. When I visit India, I met many Tibetan Buddhist friends who suggested this idea to me, and I've come to agree with them. The coincidence is too big to ignore. It's just being born on the same day. I also believe I may have been African American in a past life because of all my favorite artists at from the time I was 3 have been African American. I've always identified with Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. from the time I was a child. Just a thought. And then there's this. If you're not careful, the newspaper will have you hating the people who are oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing. Blood thinks that he is Malcolm X in the flesh, reincarnated. Yeah. They hate us, call us names, but they can never call us liars. Like, bro, it's just, he has an obsession about being compared to Malcolm X for some reason. You know what? Let's wait. Stop. There we go. Post. Remember that sucker who thought they were Hitler? No, I don't remember that. Ooh, I don't remember that at all. Um. Hmm. Yeah, I think I finished. Does he know that they killed MLK? Maybe he was marching alongside him, right? This could be, or this could be Drew. You don't know, chat. This could be Drew. This could be true. This could be Drew. This could be Drew. This could be Drew. In a past life, could have been black, marching alongside MLK. You don't know. You don't know. You do not know. I will say, before I forget, I need to upload this video, by the way. I'm thinking about calling it here. A little bit of a shorter stream today, just about 4 hours. But I do have some work that I need to get done. And I do need the video that needs to get posted. Gaming? No gaming. Whew. I've already missed 1 day of posting. So maybe you'll get 2 videos today. Probably not. But yeah. Yeah. Any final thoughts, chat? So what's up, YouTube chat? I hope you're doing well. I'm trying to get a better workflow for editing done so I can edit quicker, which is why video didn't come out yesterday. I just had some things that I had to work on. Hopefully it'll be out today. And yeah, 30-hour stream incoming at some point because we did hit 30K yesterday. And yeah, look forward to that. Final thoughts. Adept should have won the Call of Duty tournament. They got cooked. Adept got trick-shotted on. Drew said they bombed against an embassy. Why is he acting like Mr. Optics? I don't know. He did get arrested in Australia as well. 30-hour stream and it's 4 games of League. Hey, maybe. Photos get 3 for 30 hours. Everybody's last minute editors DMs are always open. Yeah, but then I have to pay for it, and I'm notoriously cheap. But maybe if I get to a point where it's actually making a little bit of money. But yeah.